Hello, and we are back again with a little bit of English learning. I was thinking what's the next sentence that I should be discussing with you. Then I thought I'll just carry on with what we did and take it a step further. Now what we did in the previous video was discuss simple sentences where the subject is in the ing form. We haven't termed it yet, but let's term it now. This verb plus ing, when used as a subject or an object, is called a gerund. Now, students typically have this confusion. We shouldn't use ing forms. It's not like that. You shouldn't use continuous tense unnecessarily. We are speaking about nouns here and not verbs.
Gerunds are formed by adding ing to a verb, but gerunds are nouns, that is, they are the subject or the object of a sentence.
It is verbs that have a tense. Past tense, present tense, continuous tense. I'm using the camera. So I'm doing it as of now. So when you write something in IELTS, there's certainly nothing happening at that point of time except that you're writing the IELTS exam. You're writing the essay. Apart from that, there's nothing happening at the point of time. That is why you're advised not to use continuous tense. People are using robots. Well, if that's a trend, people are increasingly using robots. That's a trend, yes. So if you add that increasing, it still sounds right, Otherwise, people are using robots at the moment. It has a chance of sounding as if you're speaking that it's happening now. So that is the reason why, to avoid unnecessary error, you're asked not to use continuous tense indiscriminately. That is the thing. That is without clear idea of why you're using it. Otherwise, in most situations, we are using the simple present. You're using present tense. This happens because of this reason, and it's important, or it's something that needs to be addressed, or it has something that offers value for society. It's something that harms people. So everything is about something very general. Something that is general, usual, typical, normal, or commonly observed. So present tense it is. But as a noun, we can use a verb with an ing. As we spoke about in the last class, using computers, that's a subject. Traveling is a subject. Generally, you tend to use it. Even in this current situation, you might say to your friend, going out without a mask is risky. Going out without a mask is risky. So you used a gerund actually. Now, you would also say, I wouldn't risk going out without a mask.
I wouldn't risk what? What is risky?
Going out without wearing a mask. Again, you've used gerund. I wouldn't risk going out without a mask. It becomes continuous tense when you say something like, I'm going out without a mask. Or hopefully, I'm not going out without a mask. Gerund in the object position is possibly more common in speaking. When you say, I love swimming, I enjoy going out for a walk. In this way, in speaking, you would be using a lot of gerund in the object position. And I would advise you to use it. You should use it. Showing the examiner that you can use the gerund correctly will be to your advantage, because gerund usage can be somewhat confusing and a little bit tricky to most people. Now let's come to writing.
Now here is gerund in the object position. We've already discussed gerund in the subject position in the previous video, where we discussed simple sentences.
Now let's take this one step further. Gerund can also be used as a linking word. We spoke about complex sentences, how we use conjunctions to link two sentences. Now, gerund can act as a conjunction as well. Let's take this example. Traveling exposes us to various cultures. This can broaden our perspective. So these are two sentences. Now we can combine it using a which, comma, which. In other words, we add the second sentence as a relative clause. You needn't bother too much about the terminology, but just check it out how it appears. Now in these situations where two separate sentences have been joined using a which, we do put a comma.
So here's a tip.
If the sentence is complete in itself without the addition of the relative clause,
and you still want to connect it with a which, don't forget the comma there. It's needed.
it would be necessary to add that comma. And in such situations where the second sentence is actually kind of a result of the previous action, you can use the gerund linking. Just convert that verb into an ing form. Resulting in, leading to. Traveling can open our eyes to the world, resulting in more acceptance of other people and other cultures, leading to more tolerance towards differences. Kind of when two sentences have an action and a result kind of relationship, you can convert the verb in the second sentence into an ing form, use a comma and add it there. Now where does this gerund come to play? When you explain a point, you explain it by showing how doing something can be helpful, what it can result in. Check out some examples.
Now let's see the position of a gerund in an essay. Now this is a paragraph from an essay, and here the point is, society would function better if children are given much more training in how to collaborate with others to achieve a goal. It tells us why collaboration is important to teach to children, because it teaches the importance of group effort over individual achievement. That is, cooperating with others teaches children the importance of group effort over individual achievement. Further explanation is given. They learn to give more weightage to group interests than to personal benefits, which leads to the development of team spirit. Now here, if you can see these as two sentences, they learn to give more weightage to group interests than to personal benefits. Full stop. This leads to the development of team spirit. Now this can be a separate sentence. That is why when you combine it using which, you put a comma there, because it can be actually a separate sentence in itself. Now instead of this, you can also write it like this. They learn to give more weightage to group interests than to personal benefits, leading to the development of team spirit. Leading to. Now you know where you can use the ing gerund form as a linker, where the sentence can be separate but you want to join it, where the sentence can also be connected using which. You would see another example way down there with the second point. In addition, as children learn to play different roles in a team, they are likely to find it easier to adapt to different job requirements in their future. Period. This makes them more versatile and efficient. In other words, you can write the sentence separately using a period, but instead you want to connect it, so you can put a comma there, making them more versatile and efficient. Let me, for your convenience, put it in a simpler sentence. Playing different roles in a team allows children to adapt to different job requirements, comma, making them more versatile and efficient. Now let's try to join these sentences. Studies have shown that there might have been water on Mars. This suggests that life could have been possible there. studies have shown that there might have been water on Mars, suggesting that life could have been possible there.
So yes, explanation of a point and adding the result of that point. That is where you can use the gerund both in a subject position of a sentence and as a linking word, adding the next result onto that sentence. I hope this session on gerund was useful. When you read essays, notice gerund usage, notice the position of where the gerund has been used as a simple sentence with a subject or as a linking word. What is the relationship between two parts of the whole full sentence? Analyze your essays, analyze your sentences, embrace the ing form. It can improve your score and you would ace the IELTS. Until next time, enjoy learning gerunds. Bye bye and take care.